This is bullshit. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Sorry for my voice right now. It is kind of a little crackly because I am just starting to get over being sick, and it sucks. So I haven't avoided for the last few weeks, but unfortunately it caught up to me. So something I want to talk about today, though, too, for you guys, is the fact that with the Focus RS, I've noticed there's a lot of hate. Now, I know I've said this a few times, but I actually kind of broke it down, and it looks like it's kind of regional. So what I mean is, a lot of Americans really hate the Focus RS. Now, I understand that, you know, over in the UK and over in Europe, you know, they've had the RS for a while, so there's a lot more heritage over there. The RS really does mean a lot more over there than it does over here. Now, again, people over there, they are familiar with, say, the MK1, the Escort Cosworth RS, and then followed obviously by one of the more popular, the MK2 Focus RS with the 5-cylinder front-wheel drive. And now we have the new contender, which is the MK3 RS, which everybody now, well, I would say know and loves, but they know of it, but they don't necessarily love it. Now, it is the 2.3, so it is slightly down on displacement, but it is coupled with an all-wheel drive system. Now, this car, Ford has made it so that pretty much it's a driver's car. Now, it's a very comfortable car to drive in, with the exception of the suspension, which is a little stiff, I'm not gonna lie. But it's a car that pretty much anybody can get in and drive. Now, it has most of the luxuries that you'd expect from most modern cars now. It does come equipped with the leather Recaro seats that are heated, do have some pretty nice side bolstering to it, as well as the car does come with the leather wrapped and flat bottom heated steering wheel, mind you. The car is also, again, having the all-wheel drive system and sports 350 horsepower and 350 foot-pounds of torque from the factory. So, after kind of thinking about it, why do most Americans kind of hate the RS? I don't understand it. I think a lot of true car enthusiasts don't mind the car, but there is kind of this negative notation that comes with it. Now, I've seen so many comments getting posted about how your car's, oh, it's a piece of shit, oh, it's a Ford Focus. And yeah, it is a Ford Focus at the end of the day, but it really isn't at the same time. Now, the ST, when the Focus ST came out here in the United States, it was pretty well received, which is really kind of ironic. Now, the ST being a 2-liter turbo motor with front-wheel drive only, it seemed to have a pretty good splash in the American market. A lot of people had a lot of good things to say about it. And now with the RS being its big brother coming out, it's really kind of bothering to figure out why it's not being as well received. My theory personally, guys, is I think that because of the heritage over in Europe, they are used to having the RS, and for them it was very exciting. I think for some of us over here in the US it was exciting as well, but I think because it is still the new kid on the block in here in America, that it is kind of lagging behind in kind of the respect territory. Now, again, you have cars a little more tried and true, say with the Subaru STI, the Mitsubishi Evo, the Volkswagen Golf R, and cars like that. They have been around the market a lot more, and I think people are kind of just used to seeing it. So when you have something that comes into the market, it makes that much of a splash. I don't blame them for kind of being a little territorial. But one of the other things that really drives me crazy about the American car scene is that most people are obsessed with like 0 to 60 times and wanting a car that has high horsepower and goes really fast in a straight line. Now, again, I think this is where both the American and the European markets really differ. Now, in Europe, I think a lot of people are very more track-oriented and very about how a car handles. In America, people want something like a Hellcat or a Demon, where it's 700 horsepower and goes really freaking fast in a straight line. So if you want to buy an RS, anticipating it being a very fast car in a straight line, you may be disappointed. Now, I have mentioned this before, that if you do want to take, do want to save a little bit of money, and you want a daily driver that's not all-wheel drive, that's not important to you, to probably save a little bit of money and go with the ST. But by all means, I'm not saying that the RS is a bad car, because I absolutely love this car, and I think it really has been getting a lot of hate, and especially with the head gasket thing. I know that's something, oh, your car's gonna blow. It's not gonna blow up, it's fine. Ford recognized it, they're fixing it, everything's under warranty, don't worry about it. And I know the other thing though too was the price of the car. Now, yes, granted, the RS did start pretty high. Now, I believe the RS started, it was right around $37,000 without any options. Most of them did exceed about $40,000. Now, that is very pricey for a Ford Focus. But if you look now, though, guys, you can get one secondhand, slightly used, you had for right around $30,000. Now you're saving about $10,000 on a car that's about 1 or 2 years old. That is a phenomenal price. And again, people say, well, $30,000 still for a Focus, that's a lot. But look at the time with the ST. When the ST came out, if you wanted a fully loaded ST3 package, you were looking at near $30,000. So again, you can either get a relatively new ST, or you can get a slightly used RS for right around the same price. I'll leave that for you guys to decide. So I think when you actually look at the RS as an overall competitor in the hot hatch field, it really is such a great car. When you guys look at it, I mean, all-wheel drive, the horsepower ratings, the aftermarket field is great. There's tons of parts available for this car. You know, look at, you can say Mount Tune. Mount Tune Performance Fan has tons of parts available for this car now. Not to mention that with Mount Tune parts, you can keep the warranty on the car, which is pretty awesome. Now again, yeah, there are some gimmicky parts of the car, you know, with like the drift mode. Some people don't necessarily care for the pops and bangs from the exhaust. I'm actually one of the people that's in the opposite side. Now, I actually love the fact that the exhaust has pops and bangs. Even though the fact that it has just a stock exhaust on here, it still sounds pretty freaking awesome. And also, let's not forget, who doesn't like to do this? So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and again, if you guys have another explanation as to why a bunch of Americans really kind of dislike this car, feel free to leave a comment down below, because I'm really curious what you guys think. Again, man, it's just my perspective, but I really do think that this car is much more well received over in Europe than it is over in the US currently. But I do think that will change given time. I will just kind of see what happens with it. But thank you guys again for stopping by and checking out this video. And if you guys want to keep seeing more car content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, and we'll see you guys next video.